Want to help your students become better at creating multimodal compositions? You're going to learn 2 great tech tools that you can use right now. Hey everybody, I'm Lee Hall from Literacy Teachers, and I'm all about helping you inspire, motivate, and change how your students read and write for academic success. Today, Erin Solcox is here to share with us 2 of her favorite tools that you can use to help your students improve their abilities to do multimodal composition. So let's go check out what she's got to say.
One amazing tool to incorporate multiple modes of communication in your classroom instruction and assessment is Flipgrid.com. Let's head over to Flipgrid to check it out. Flipgrid.com is an awesome tool and a great way to get students talking. It invites all students, not just those who have plenty to say and raise their hands all the time. There are a lot of options with Flipgrid to take into account student comfort levels and scaffold the class for individual needs. I'm going to show you on my screen here what I actually mean. So, for example, you can, actually, let me step back a little bit. This is where I'm going to go back one thing at a time here. Okay, so I originally typed in Flipgrid.com. I'm going to just go from the basics. Flipgrid.com. Here you're going to see their landing page. You can sign up, super easy. You can even sign up with Google, very effortless. You can have this is where you'll have your students sign up. But I would like to just log in. So I clicked on Educator Login. And I want to look at this Earth Science grid that I created a few years ago. And I'm going to click on it. And it's a full grid that has 3 topics. You can definitely find more about topics and grids and how to break it all down on YouTube or even on Flipgrid. They have plenty of tutorials. What I want to show you here are all the settings that you can play with, including permissions, video length, responses, and so much more that you can use to really set this up for student success. So I'm going to click on this actual topic called seasons. And right here is what students would, well, no, this is what teachers would see. I'll show you what students would see in a second, but I want to edit the topic. So this is what I see when I click edit topic. I can change the title. I can change how long students have to respond. I've given them as much time as I can. Here are the prompts. Why do you think the sun behaves the way it does in the time-lapse video of Alaska in the summer and in the winter? Blah, blah, blah. Then you could do a picture here. That's kind of what you see either as the thumbnail or as the main image that you see when you first click on this. Topic tip you can use to guide students. You can add attachments. So I have this video up here that I referenced. If I were to do this again, I would probably include the video in that section I just showed you, and then also include this article that I referenced right here. So right down here, I would add that video right here, and then I would add the article right here. So topic status, this is the most important part. You can say that videos need to be moderated. So if videos need to be moderated, they're going to be hidden from other students until you activate them. So you can check them for accuracy. You can also check them for appropriateness, but by checking them for accuracy, by leaving it on moderation, you can ensure that, you know, and you can let students know, I'm not going to let you put something up here that's wrong, or if you do it wrong, we'll work on it together until it looks presentable to other people. Or you can just leave it unmoderated and anybody can say whatever they think, which I fully support. And then student to student replies. So you can keep it, you can keep students from being able to reply to one another via video. And that is something that is sort of a scaffolding piece to get students more comfortable knowing who their audience is and knowing who's allowed to respond to them. And so if you unclick student to student replies, you're the only person who can respond to them. And then you do active, frozen, hidden. I have all mine in active mode, and you can freeze it at a date. And then I'm going to go into the features that you can actually do when you record videos in just a second. So that's the teacher editing page. I'm going to go to, I'll go back to get you to where you can actually get to the link or get to the grid as a student would see it. So if you are getting students onto your grid, you can click right here and it'll actually just give you a super short direct URL. I like to write this up on the board or maybe print out a bunch of slips and give them to students, but basically that's all they need to do to type in to get onto this grid is to type this into their URL bar. And then this is what students would see. So they would see 3 topics exist in this grid. I'm only showing you one because I don't want you to see my students. Nobody's responded to this. And they see the questions, and then to respond, they simply click on this big plus sign. Like, how simple is that? Then they need to log in. So let's say I would log in. And so I gave it permission to use my camera, and I might respond to the video. So students really have to think about what they're going to say before they say it, especially if they only have, notice here I have 5 minutes, but if they only have a couple minutes, they need to really think about it. So let's pretend I'm responding. I just click on this. The seasons in Alaska are short in the winter because the sun is in the southern hemisphere. Seasons in Alaska are longer in the summer because the sun is in the northern hemisphere where Alaska is. So I might want students to give more than that. That's why I gave them 5 whole minutes. They might have to come up with examples or they're answering 2 questions. But here are some things that are super duper fun. So I can add stickers to my video. Say I wanted to do this. Cool. I can put this wherever. And that exists while the video is still playing. And I can draw, and I can use a whiteboard, I can add text, I can add filters. So let's say I did all that. The seasons in Alaska are short in the winter because the sun is in the southern. Okay, then they can take a selfie and put stickers on the selfie. The one that they love the most are, like, you can add hats, sunglasses. Cooler than my glasses, awesome. So then it would be published. Don't close the window. And then they might put a title, they might put a link, and then they just submit their video. So then you can watch it. So my stickers didn't show up, but I think you have to add those before you start recording. But they did show up on my selfie. Okay, so as you can see, students absolutely love playing with this, and there's a sense of privacy, there's a sense of allowing, giving students the opportunity to really perfect what they want to say, or just being a little bit more casual about answering than a written response. And then students, like I said, can respond to each other. So it's another way to have class discussions. We also have a blog post. Check out our blog post from an interview with teacher David Dutrow for some more practical information about his experience with Flipgrid. He will just blow you away with what it has enabled him to do. So now you have another tool in your toolbox. Get playing. Use Flipgrid to get students providing evidence of learning or to develop knowledge and skills. Don't forget to check out our interview with David Dutrow to see Flipgrid in action in the classroom. If you like this video, click here for the next one.